I am just done watching the second episode of Halo, the TV show. This was worse than the first one. Yeah. So, it was terrible. It has nothing to do with Halo. It's probably the worst show I have seen on TV. And I've watched Legends of Tomorrow, Batwoman, Naomi, terrible shows. But now I think I found rock bottom with the Halo TV show. I have so many issues and I tried my best to find things I like. It's really hard. There was no action in this episode. So let's start this review. The episode starts with John and his diverse friend speaking about escaping the UNSC because his diverse friend want to leave the UNSC because he don't like being a Spartan. So John tell his friend, "Look, you have 5 minutes." And now the first issue, giving 5 minutes to his friend should say hurry up and get out. But his friend just walk. He is in no rush to leave the place. So why saying you have 5 minutes if the guy is taking his time to just walk and then take his time to leave? Now some of you may say, oh, you nitpick too much. Dude, this it's the writer that don't know how to do a good show. I mean, that's not my fault. So let's keep going with the next issue because, as I said earlier, I have much more issues than likes. They missed the mark so bad. So now we have another scene where Master Chief is speaking with Kwan because Master Chief cannot stop speaking in this show. Now, I'm not crazy when I say in the games, usually Master Chief doesn't speak that much. It's rare he will speak. And when he speaks in the game, it's important things. And in this show, he's just speaking about his feelings and he's asking for other people, what are your feelings? What is this show? Now, they go to some place where we may have other people that don't like the UNSC. These people are probably leftist, and the UNSC is probably right on the right side of the spectrum, as we say. Anyway, let's keep going. Now, I will say something. They don't know what to do with Master Chief. They don't know who he is as a character. In one scene, we get the backstory where Master Chief killed Quan Mother. That's episode 1, by the way. And he killed Quan Mother because that was the order, that was the mission. But then we get another moment where he tells his friend and he helps his friend to leave the UNSC. So is he the kind of people that follow the rules or not? Now it's saving Quan from execution, and they are saying it's because you're a kid, but regardless, they don't know. And by the end of the episode, now I jump a bit fast, but I need to say this. He's coming back because he feel like it's the right thing to do. That character is all over the place. And that's your main character. There's something wrong here. Now, what could be interesting is you get a Master Chief that sort of really by the book. He followed the rules to follow the rules. But then as a story progresses, he is starting losing it. Slowly he becomes someone else and he doesn't care about the rules anymore. So far it feels rushed if this is the kind of story they want to tell you. Because backstory, he kills someone because that's the mission, and now he saves someone else. This show is bad. Now, my first thing I do like about this show is this episode, I should say, is when Master Chief arrives with Quan in the kind of spaceship where rebel people are inside of, and everyone is scared by the Spartan. Now, I will tell you this. I don't like the idea that the Spartan and the UNSC are the villains. I hate the idea. But at least they are consistent. They are consistent. It's a miracle. That's why this is something I like. Because they fear people, normal people fear the Spartan. In the first episode, it's something mythic, it's something scary. Spartan are not the good guys in the first episode. In the second episode, it's consistent. Spartan are still the bad guys, and people are afraid. And Master Chief is just calm and collected. It's very funny. He's just looking at them walking around. He knows he will not die because he's the main character and because reason, I guess. Now, am I a fan of the idea? No, I don't like the idea that the Spartan are a villain. I still don't like it, but they are consistent at least. This is something to praise, right? They know some parts of their script. Now, people are pointing guns to Master Chief. The Master Chief looks at them. He's not scared. And another issue comes up. He takes off his helmet again because the helmet is just some accessory. The helmet is useless. You don't need that helmet, Chief. Throw it away already. Look, I hate it because it's stupid. People are pointing their gun at him. Now, maybe this is to showcase he's not scared, but this also shows how stupid our main character is. Because if anyone wants him dead, what can stop anybody to shoot him in the face, in the head, headshot, gone, dead? This is stupid. Now, I will address something else. I was not crazy in my review of the first episode by saying having a human working side by side with the Covenant is stupid, and I was right to say it because I've seen other reviews after making my own, and people explained why, and I just knew it, but I was not quite sure. That's why I did not say the reason why, because I wasn't quite sure, and when I'm not quite sure, I don't address something. I don't speak about that thing because I don't want to spread misinformation. But since several sources are telling it's because humans are impure, in the lore at least, Covenant hates human. They want to eradicate human. They cannot stand human. They are a mistake for the Covenant. So there is no way any human would work for the Covenant. And even worse than that, she is some kind of higher up in the army of the Covenant. This makes no sense. This is stupid. This is dumb. I knew it in the first episode. I think I mentioned it. If I did not, then I forgot. Because I remember being pissed off about that. But now, many people on the internet sees that. And now, some people will come to me and says, it's a silver timeline. I know, this is just some kind of shield they decided to pick to protect themselves from being criticized by people that do like Halo as a franchise with the lore that comes with it. Now, I kinda like the idea of Cortana. She's not that bad because she's like some kind of robot who enchants the mind, the brain. And this looks cool. This looks amazing. I like the idea. But the Cortana, or what we are led to believe is Cortana, doesn't look like Cortana. It's just some generic shaved head female character. It's not Cortana. Cortana used to be sexy. She used to be easy on the eye, as people say. Because that was part of it. That was part of some kind of fan service. There was no good reason behind it. It's just the way she was shown for Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo 4. Now with Halo 5, they decided to take another path and change her, but even there, you could still say it's Cortana because she still had airs. She still was blue. She looked blue, and this was part of Cortana. But now, what we get right now has no appeal, for me at least. Maybe other people will say, oh, it's sexy. It's not for me, and it's not blue. Now you will tell me, oh, it doesn't matter, it's just a color. That show is all about diversity. Why they don't paint her in blue the way she should be? It's stupid again. Now we get to see more of the spaceship that belongs to the rebels, to the people that don't like the UNSC, and I kind of liked it. The CGI it was fine. Uh, in the first episode, the CGI was fine for me at least, but after watching other review, I realized how bad the CGI was, and oh, I don't have any taste. I'm guilty. I'm guilty. The CGI right now for me in my standard in this second episode was fine. It's some kind of city where there's a lot of people. This feels alive. This feels like a city in the future. Now I will repeat myself. It still doesn't feel like a Halo show, and this episode was much worse in that group of idea. What I mean by that is there was no action, and the only thing that felt Halo in the first episode was the action. Episode 2, nothing happens. Only people speaking, doing exposition, making lore because that's the silver timeline and they don't care about the true lore of the games. I don't know about the novel, as I said in my first episode review. I don't know, and to be honest, novel, I don't really care. I like the lore of the games because I like the games. Well, I like the games until 343 took over because they do terrible things with Halo. But that's a topic for another day, that thing. Now I will tell you something else. The music, I like it, but it's because I like a lot of types of music. The music doesn't feel like Halo music. It's not Halo music. Even the generic, they try, but it's not. Now, I still like it because I don't need Halo music to like the music. I like music in general, but it's not Halo music. And Halo music, in my own opinion, is much better than that thing we get. Now, I say it's good, and then I say that thing we get. It's just because true Halo music is bigger, better, more epic, more of everything. You can feel the adventure. It's yes, it's a shooter. It's action driven most of the time. But there's also an adventure to live with Halo. Because we have view kill. It's not always on foot shooting things. And there's lore, so it's an adventure. And you can feel the adventure when you play the game and not when you watch the TV show. No, no, no. There was a serious lack of action. It's boring. Nothing happens. For real. I don't like that. Now, we get to meet the old friend of John, of Master Chief, the one he helped escape at the start of the episode. And apparently, the guy has kids, or well, at least one child. And this leads me to another issue. They make it crystal clear they don't care about the lore, but I already know it. They make their own timeline because they don't care about the lore. But here's another proof they don't care about the lore. In the games, at least, I don't know about the novel, but in the games, they caught the D of the men's, so they can't have kids or their balls, and they cannot have any kids because they don't want Spartan to have kids, and people without D are easier to control because they have less testosterone, I guess. I don't know. I don't know all the science behind it, but I can tell in the games they can't have child, they can't have kids, and this is made in purpose for the mission. So the Spartan have no attach, and they can just dispose of them if they need to dispose of them. And now they said something in the lines that there's some kind of treatment and you can escape that treatment by not being with them. That's all you had to get. No, I don't care. There's no treatment to losing your D. Now, this is wrong. Now, half of the Spartans are female. Yeah, because we need more female Spartans. In the games, I know they use female Spartans. I know it. I'm not stupid. But two in the same squad, and so far we only know four active Spartan: Master Chief, the black guy, and the two girls. And we know the guy that left. So we know like five Spartan and two girls among them. Now you will ask me, what's wrong with that? We need more female representation. We need more diversity. These are weapons. These are warrior. And I'm sorry to break this down for you, but men usually they have better genetics to be more physical and have stronger bodies by default. And I'm fat, so I know I'm not a strong man, but I can tell I'm stronger than a fat woman. The same applies, like the athlete, for example. Look at the male athlete and then the female athlete. They are the elite of the world, and they are two different worlds. So tell me, why do you need so many female in your Spartan army? Why? For representation. That's the reason. Now, as I said, I have nothing against that. It's just stupid. It's just stupid, and this shows their agenda. Now, inside the ship, we get to see on TV some UNSC jerk that kills some rebels, some people that don't like the UNSC, some leftists. And in my mind, it's like, okay, we know UNSC bad people. We know they are villain. Now, it's not a scene I dislike, or it's not a scene I like either. It's just, okay, now they're just killing people because people are not following them. This show, man, it's it's written by people that don't understand Halo lore, or well, no, I should say, it's written by people that don't care about Halo lore because they need their own silver timeline. This is just another IP for people making this show. They don't make it for the fan of Halo. And now I know I've seen it in the Facebook group. A lot of hardcore Halo fan will like anything that will come to them that has the Halo IP. And that's fine. But the true fans will see how wrong the people making this show are. Now, they bring the relic they took in previous episode from the caverns, and they bring it to someone that looks like someone that is crazy, but that has knowledge on the galaxy, the aliens, the relic, all the stuff. Now they activate the relic. I still don't understand or know what's going on with that relic. The first time they used it, it unlocked Master Chief memories, and a lot of light came in the cavern, and everything was enlightened, and everything was all bright, flashy. In the second time they play with that relic, EMP happened and destroy every electronic, but then apparently it's charging up the ship Master Chief used to escape. So they still don't know what the relic does. They're like, oh yeah, this time it will work this way. And now this time around, the third time they play with the relic, because they still don't know what's the point of the relic, I guess. The third time, people already crazy all around become more crazy. And now Master Chief becomes the Batman with his big voice. He is out of control. He has anger. He screams at people. It's not my Master Chief. No, my Master Chief is calm, collected. My Master Chief have self-control. My Master Chief, at some extent, is some kind of ideal I want to meet. My Master Chief is better than me. The Master Chief of this show is just me with stronger muscle and no emotion. But apparently, at the end of the episode, he recovers his humanity. What is this show? Usually, when a show is this bad, I don't review it. But this one, I want to tear it apart if I can. Because this is trash. It doesn't belong on TV. And I have even more anger when I see people enjoying this crap. And I can say it already. People will praise this shitty episode even if nothing happened. Now, let's go over to the ending of that episode. Yeah. Now, Master Chief decides to go back to the UNSC, leaving Quan behind in the rebels' spaceship. Thank you. Thank you. No more Quan. She's not around anymore. I like that. For real. I'm not sarcastic, for real. Quan was the most boring generic character so far. She doesn't belong in the show, and now she's left behind. But guess what? They will bring her back in the story. I can tell already. She's just on the bench, and we will get some boring scene with her next week. I can laugh already at it. So now Quan is like, why do you leave me? Like they became best friends over a few hours, maybe a day if it's a day. We get another scene where where the queen of the covenant, the human priestess, the human working with the covenant, is like, let me search the ring. I can assume it's the halo. I'm actually surprised they know about the journey, and I'm surprised they know what an halo is. I'm really surprised. I guess I did not give these stupid writer enough credit. But we get another scene with Quan having more hate toward the UNSC, and we don't need Quan anymore. We don't need her. She is not physical. She's a teenager girl. And this is Halo. This is some sci-fi action series. You don't need some normal human into that crap. Now, at the end, Master Chief comes back to the UNSC. And yeah, he speaks with the girl. He's like in jail, I guess, or I don't know what's going on. I almost tapped out of the episode. Now, last week I gave 4 out of 10 on the episode because I liked the action sequence. That was the only thing I can remember liking in this first episode. But guess what? This week, I needed to be generous and to give credit to like things in the episode. So trust me, it's not a 4. It's 2 out of 10 this time. It has gotten worse. I cannot wait to see how low they can go. I don't think I will create minus score, but if some episodes are truly awful and worse than what I have seen, maybe I will give minus score. We will see in the future how terrible this show can be with these people making it, because this is the people making it the fault. The fault. It's because of them this show is so bad. They don't care about Halo. They don't want to give you a Halo show. They only want the IP. They want to pull people in that likes the game, but they don't want to respect them. They just want their money. They just want their viewership. They just want their review. They just want my review, even if I may have less than 10 views with this video. That's all they want. I'm giving part of what they want. I won't give them money for this shit. No, no, no. Pirate this crap. Don't watch it on Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus need to go bankruptcy. They don't deserve my money. They don't deserve your money. They don't respect your IP. They are not doing you a favor. They don't want to give you a good show. They want to tear it apart. They want to say Halo bad, Halo must be ruined, Halo must be destroyed. Well, so far you succeed in your mission. So far, this show is atrocious to watch. It's atrocious. It's really bad. I hope you enjoyed my video more than this shit show we got. And like, comment, and subscribe. We will see each other in future video. Have a great day.